can tell by the title, this is going to be about why I'm gluten-free. I just recorded the sort of like, this is a really quick recap of our year video, and I'm eating now and it's making me think, so I thought I would just go over it. I want to preface this with saying I haven't had allergy testing done. I haven't had testing to see if it was like celiacs or something like that, and I haven't even went to a doctor officially about it. So to kind of I have to kind of start a little bit back. When I was pregnant with the twins, I don't remember if I mentioned these in my pregnancy vlogs or not, but I started getting a rash. It's not really there anymore, so I can't show you, but I started getting like a rash on like the inside of my arms, like my elbow. Like, what's that area? Is there an area for the inside of your elbow? Started getting a rash there, and I thought it was pregnancy or like hormones because I was pregnant with twins, so it made sense why it didn't happen with Cody's pregnancy. And then it kind of went away, never fully, but it wasn't just constant after the twins, and it had got kind of away. And then the last pregnancy with Charlie, it came back and I couldn't figure it out, and I went to my one OB about it, and he was like, I don't know, probably just like a hormone thing or whatever. And my mom had been bitten by like a bee, and gave her, I don't have any nearby, they'd give her this like steroid cream, and they gave her a ton of it in her prescription, and she didn't need that much. And you know, you're not supposed to trade prescriptions, but I went ahead and tried it, and it worked. It like cleared it up, and I was like, oh, okay, so I don't know what it is. It's like a rash? Is it like eczema? I don't understand. It kind of went away again, and then it came back probably about 6 months or so ago, and it came back with a vengeance. Like, it wasn't just here anymore. It was like it spread to kind of this area and the back of my knees, and yeah, so it came back. And then I started losing hair, like it was going out of style. Seriously, like, so if you've been pregnant before, you know, like 3 months after you have a baby, your hair just falls out. And it was doing that, but obviously I hadn't had a baby, and so I was like, it's gotta be hormones, but I have my ovaries still, so I don't understand. And I went into my doctor. I had all my hormones tested, and which is kind of another video, but long story short, they were pretty much fine. There was like one thing that was a little low, but it wasn't too bad. And he was like, well, they can send you to a dermatologist. I don't really know about the skin and the hair thing. And he put me on birth control because I was low on estrogen, so not like horribly low, but low enough. I was having like weight issues. I couldn't get the weight off. I was gaining weight. But again, nothing hormonally was explaining it. So I went to work one day, and I was just kind of like about everything, and I don't know if I was talking to another coworker or who, but my boss ended up hearing me, and we're hearing like my first part of the symptoms. So I was telling my other coworker about like the rash, blah, 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 and he was like, oh, is your hair falling out in globs all over the shower? And I was like, how did you know? And so I started talking to him, and his wife had experienced pretty much exactly the same thing that I was experiencing. Her rash was on her stomach rather than her arms, but it was like perfectly round, just like this was, and she was losing hair, and she was gaining weight, and she went to dermatologists, and she went to her regular doctor, and they couldn't figure out why. And so she had been on Google, Dr. Google, and had seen people saying that this was a reaction to gluten. And she decided to try it, and it ended up working for her. And I think she's been gluten-free for like 3 or 4 months now, and she's like dropped all the weight that she had gained, and the rashes went away, and her hair's growing back. And so her husband's telling me about this, and I'm like, holy crap, like the things he was telling me. And also, like, just with her, she was fine, she never had these rashes, and then one of her pregnancies she kind of had it, and then the next one was worse, and then like the last pregnancy she had, she couldn't get the weight off, and she, you know, like the hair falling out and everything. And I was like, oh, that's like identical to my issue. So I decided to basically try going gluten-free, and see if it worked, because I figured, okay, I'll try it and it does work, and then yay, I don't have all these symptoms. And if I try it and it doesn't work, then yay, I can eat bread again. So yeah, I started it the week after Christmas because I wanted to get through the holidays like gorging out on all the pies and stuff. And I didn't start 100%. I just started supplementing easy things, like I bought gluten-free spaghetti, and like I'd make it if we had spaghetti one night and that sort of thing. And then I moved up to basically I was like 2/3 gluten-free, so breakfast and lunch was gluten-free, but dinner wasn't. And our family is currently a family of 5. So there's myself, my husband, and my son, and then my parents are living with us for the year. It's really hard to make separate meals when you're feeding so many people, or at least I think it is. So I've just kind of been doing it, and then I was noticing a difference, but it wasn't completely. Like, the rash was not nearly as inflamed, but it was still there. And like soon after, I had shaved my head, so I couldn't really tell you if I'm like still losing hair, but like that, the back of my legs no longer itch. Like every night I would just be digging my legs, they just itch so bad. They weren't itching, and yeah, so and I noticed that if I cheated and had like a lot of gluten one day, it kind of came back. And for a while I was like, well, maybe it's my head. And finally, I've really only been completely gluten-free for like a week-ish, a week and a half, and the rash is gone, and yeah, so I'm just gonna keep trying it. If it comes back and I'm 100% gluten-free, then I know that, you know, like it didn't work. I've read that it can stay in your system for like a month, so I'm gonna try it for like 30 days. 30 days of being actually gluten-free, and just kind of see how it works. And then, like I said, if it does work, then yay, and if it doesn't, then yay. Like, either way is a win for me. So I have to show you, I might do a video one time kind of the things I buy and what I eat. It has been challenging to find stuff, because while there's a way bigger selection of gluten-free things than there was like 5 years ago, it's still hard, and like realizing certain things have it was a shock to me. Like soy sauce, I didn't know soy sauce had gluten in it, but it does. So I had to find a gluten-free soy sauce and stuff like that. But so yeah, I'll do that in a whole separate video. But anyways, so for now I'm gluten-free. The one thing I will say that I have noticed, gluten-free stuff has a ton less calories. So I've also been dieting, or trying to diet, like starting to get into the dieting habit and eating healthier. And it's been so much easier to eat healthier going gluten-free, because I can't reach for the cookies for 2 reasons now, right? Like, I can't reach for them because they have gluten in them, and I can't reach for them because they're bad with calories. But in comparison, like things I would eat, like I eat hummus a lot now, and hummus has a ton less calories than like the sour cream and onion dip that I used to eat. So anyways, yeah, that's it, and I just wanted to share that. I will see you guys soon. Bye.